Let's go. Ready for launch? 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello and welcome everyone.
Great. The number of people running up, almost 400. Amazing to see.
Awesome. Welcome everyone. Very nice to see you all today. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're calling from. We'll give everyone about 1 to 2 more minutes to join in. We had a really massive waiting list, but since after that, we'll get started with the first session for the Womanium Quantum Computing Program. So again, welcome everyone. This is the Womanium Quantum Computing Program. My name is Prachi Vakharia, and I'll briefly kick off the session with some introductions of myself, the Womanium team, Dr. Malu Sloth, and then most importantly, how is this program structured, why we created it, and what we want you to get at the end of it. Yes, so let's get started. Just briefly, my name is Prachi Vakharia. I live and work in a beautiful city called Washington, DC. I moved here about 10 years ago. And initially I was working at the World Bank. I also worked with a team from MIT, the Media Lab. And then I started mentoring and advising startups, and 3 of them actually were very successful. And we got acquired by a German automaker called Daimler, the maker of Mercedes-Benz. And after that acquisition, I had a little bit of funding and money. So I went back to my colleagues at MIT and said, guys, what do I do? I was with these startups so busy, what next? And they said, we all love science. Why don't we do something for science? And this is where Womanium was born. And especially at the time, living in Washington, DC, I've seen amazing women who are at the top of different scientific institutions here. Women from around the world who are breaking boundaries, that are immigrant women, minority women, and still leading some of the most technical organizations here, from organizations like NIST, where Dr. Malu Sloth works, to organizations like DARPA and ARPA. If some of you may know DARPA, which founded the internet, DARPANet, and women from these organizations have been my inspiration. So the question was, how do we create more such people, especially more such women at the top? So as you guessed, this is how we created Womanium. That's why there's a woman in the name. And the whole mission of the organization is to make the scientific and technical leaders of tomorrow. So the program itself, we don't do any gender discrimination. In fact, everyone is welcome at all ages of learning. But the question we want to ask is, how do we create the scientific leaders, and what makes a good leader? And this is where the question came off. Well, if we expose and train people in technologies that are coming 5, 10, 15 years from now, then they can be leaders of the field tomorrow as well. So good examples, it's any leader that you may know, any kind of technical director or CEO. I think many of you maybe even be fans of people like Elon Musk or others. And the question I think all of them have always asked is, what is a technology that is going to be big tomorrow, right? Not on doing something that's status quo. So for Womanium as well, we worked with cutting edge agencies like NASA on the James Webb Space Telescope, which was launched on December 25th, 2022, 2021. And many of our students, in fact, work on the James Webb Space Telescope. Similarly, we worked on computational neuroscience. And this year, we're excited to have this program, which is on quantum computing, which again is a technology that comes 5, 10 years from now. But how can we today be ready and realize some of the solutions that the world needs based on this technology? Let me hand it off to my colleague, Raj.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Womanium Quantum 2022. A few years ago, when we tried to create Womanium, one of the goals of Womanium was to expose young people to the cutting edge of science and technology. Not the basic science, which are meant to be taught in schools and universities, but to the leading science and technologies. And with that goal in mind, we have exposed students to NASA's James Webb Space Telescope, DARPA projects, leading programs in computational neuroscience, etc. And every time we create a project, we ask 3 fundamental questions, which are basically the questions that we learned from some of our mentors, from DARPA, NASA, etc. And those 3 questions are, has it been done before? We always do projects where the answer is no. We always try to do new things. The second question is anybody else doing it? We always try to do things that nobody else is doing. And the third question is, can it be done? And for that, we normally do not know the answer. And we try it, and every time we have succeeded. And the Quantum Computing Project 2022 is one of the latest programs in that series. We have tried really hard to bring this program to you. It is a very small group of dedicated people spread across the world, and you will meet all of them soon. And I welcome you all to the Quantum 2022.
Thank you so much, Prachi. Thank you so much, Raj, for giving these great introductions to yourselves and to Womanium. Thank you, Alex, for in the meantime admitting so many people to this meeting. We have 500 people at the moment and still people are entering the waiting room. Very happy to see you all here from more than 88 countries all over the world. This is amazing. My name is Malu Sloth. I am a quantum materials physicist at the National Institute of Standards and Technology in the US. NIST is a Nobel Prize winning institute in quantum at the forefront of post-quantum cryptography, quantum communications, laser cooling, and quantum materials. In my own daily work, I visualize atoms and I move them one by one to create new materials at extremely low temperatures and at the highest energy resolution in the world. And often things start with just one single conversation. Novel research ideas for me, often they start with one single conversation. Startups can be ignited by one first conversation. And it was the same for this quantum program. We had one conversation about Womanium exposing young people, the next generation of leaders in science and technology, to the cutting edge in science and technology. And quantum computing. Wouldn't that be great? And yes, that is great because, first of all, it is the right time. 100 years ago, we had the first quantum revolution. Quantum theory was being developed. Schrödinger, Planck, Bohr, Heisenberg. Now, 100 years later, we use quantum building blocks to create computers to revolutionize many fields. Drug discovery, climate change modeling, transport, finance, and we are only at the start of it. So we are all joining this at the start and will be able to go through this journey in our careers. That is the second thing, career opportunities. There are many career opportunities now in quantum computing. And during this program, we will get you in touch with more than 25 employers who are looking for you after this program. And third, science and technology is very international. And now we are building our own quantum community with people from over the world, all over the world, united in quantum computing. We built this program on 3 cornerstones of quantum computing: quantum mechanics, how to build a quantum computer, and how to program a quantum computer. And for this purpose, Prachi, Raj, and I, we couldn't do it alone, of course. So we created some remote entanglement with people from Brazil, Mexico, Europe, US, Cameroon. And I would love to invite you to introduce yourselves, the Womanium team. I will pass the mic to you, Lindsay.
Thank you, Marlu. It's great to see all of you today. My name is Lindsay Bayak. I'm a Global Quantum Computing Fellow for Womanium, and it's an honor to be part of this team. I'm currently located in the Washington, D.C. area, and my career started in human resources and employee relations specifically. I was naturally drawn to data, where I began using it to solve some of my most complex conflict resolution cases. So naturally, I'm completing my master's degree in data science with a specialization in computer science at American University. And I'm interested in machine learning, data mining, data visualization, and of course now quantum computing. I've taught students in various statistics programs and economics. I'm originally from Northern Canada, and something interesting about me is that I grew up snowshoeing and snowboarding on the border of Alaska and the Yukon. I'm looking forward to taking this quantum journey with you all, and I hope you enjoy the program. Elizabeth, you're up next.
Thank you, Lindsay. Hello, everyone. You may have seen my name in your email box before, but my name is Elizabeth Marge, and I am a Global Quantum Computing Fellow here at Womanium. Like Lindsay, I pursued a master's degree at American University in data science, and I am excited for this program and seeing how industry professionals have gotten into their respective careers and have excelled in their careers. In addition, I work full-time as a contractor at the Department of State in data analytics. So seeing how these two worlds collide is very interesting, and I'm so excited to be here with you all. and I will pass the mic to Maho.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Hi, everyone. I am very excited to see you here. You may recognize my name from the many Discord messages that I've been sending over the past couple of days. This is what I look like in real life. My name is Majo. Well, my real name is Maria Jose, but that's a little bit long, so I always go by Majo. I'm originally from Mexico City, and I recently graduated from an applied physics degree at Stanford University. And I'm going to be continuing my studies there for another year to complete my master's degrees, also in applied physics. And currently, I am working as an intern at IBM Quantum. So I'm based in New York City. And I'm very excited about quantum computing and about all the opportunities that it's opening to people, and like all the opportunities that it allows us to use to solve complex problems.
Welcome, everyone. I'm very excited to see you all here. I am Alex Stefan Piedu. I'm from Cameroon, but right now I'm living in Italy, where I completed recently my PhD in physics. I've been working in Josephson Junction. Particularly, my doctoral study was focused on the detection of a single photon in microwave domain using a current biased Josephson Junction. So my interest for the quantum computing comes from the fact that the Josephson Junction are the main component of building the superconducting qubit, as we will see through this program. So even me, I'm really excited to go through this program, and I hope you will enjoy. Have fun. Bye. Darunya, can you take the floor?
Hi, everyone. It's incredibly nice to meet all of you. I'm Tarunya Sivakumar, and I'm a Womanium Fellow this summer. I'm currently a rising sophomore at the University of Pennsylvania, and I'm studying physics/electrical engineering, and I'm also very interested in entrepreneurship. Right now, this summer, things I'm really interested in are nanorobotics, and I've done an optoelectronics project in the past, and I'm also working with Atom Computing, which is a company that you'll be meeting soon in the future. I am also very invested in women in STEM, as me myself, as a girl, like entering a male-dominated field like physics, I went through some struggles. And for that reason, I'm very excited to see you guys go through a program like this, and also like be able to go through your own journey. And I'm very excited for this program, and like do message me if you just want to like be my friend. I'm like so up for that. And yeah, I'm gonna pop it on to Vardhan.
Hi everyone, my name is Vardhan. I'm currently located in India, and I'm one of the global computing fellows of Womanium. So I'm currently pursuing my master's in physics at NSUT in India. My research field is mostly focused towards quantum computing, computational physics, and nanotech. My research projects, previous ones, are basically more confined towards material research part. And yeah, I'm like really passionate about participating in hackathons. Over the past year or so, I've won over a dozen hackathons, and this time around, I'll be hosting one. So yeah, looking forward to everyone having a great time hacking for the quantum computing challenge. Yeah, I think Jade, you are next.
Hi everyone, my name is Jade, and I'm a Global Quantum Computing Fellow for Womanium this summer. I'm located in Maryland, and I'm a physics major at the University of Maryland, College Park. I got my start in quantum with Qubit by Qubit, one of their year-long quantum computing courses, and ever since I've really loved it. So I've joined Qiskit summer schools. I've been doing everything I can to get involved in the quantum ecosystem, and I started the Undergraduate Quantum Association at my university, so I'm always looking to expand the student club network across the globe, and well, across the country and across the world. Yeah, Womanium is special in that it brings entrepreneurship together with science, and I think I was always interested in the intersection between physics and business. So this is a great opportunity to really see all sides of STEM and entrepreneurship. I'm really excited to help bring more people into the quantum workforce. So I really hope you enjoy the program this summer. And I think we'll go back to Prachi now.
Perfect. Any more fellows want to introduce themselves that are on the line? Perfect.
Some kudos to Haisa, whose mic isn't working. She is a postdoc in quantum optics an amazing physicist originally from Brazil. And now she has been arranging many companies for you at 2 career fairs throughout this program and virtual lab tours at MIT, Princeton, Mabel Quantum, Quix Quantum, and more. So she is also here in the meeting and you can ask questions to her in the chat on Discord.
Awesome. Oh, we'll go over to now QWorld and the QWorld team to give a brief introduction themselves.
I am Abu from the QWorld. I am a computer scientist. I was working on quantum finite automata for several years. It's a subtopic of theoretical computer science and quantum computing. Last like 4 years, I guess, I start to be interested in teaching quantum and also reaching more and more people. I'm also founder of QWorld. So we start with some workshops. And then now we are a global network. Also, Womanium invite us for this great program. 2 modules will be delivered by QWorld. Gibran from our side will be the main person. Today he couldn't manage. This is I am here, but he will lead, and there will be also several volunteers from QWorld part. You will see them in the Discord. I mean, it's a great program. I really congratulate Womanium to bring several speakers, several topics, and also invite us to deliver 2 modules.
Hello everyone, my name is Vishal Bajpayee and I will be representing the team of QWorld in this amazing event organized by Womanium. I'm a Qiskit advocate currently based in Singapore, and I have been associated with QWorld and open source quantum events and nonprofit quantum educational events since the past 1.5 years. I love supporting and being involved in global events, workshops, summer school, hackathons, and particular interest in quantum challenges. So I really look forward to meeting you all in QBronze and QSilver quantum programming sessions. And I wish you all the best for your wonderful journey here at this event.
Thank you. Very excited to partner with you as well. And this partnership is very valuable because that's the fundamentals. And for all of you, we want you to understand the fundamentals of quantum computing. And the next thing we want you to do is be the creators, the scientists, the heads, the entrepreneurs, and the startup leaders of tomorrow as well. So this is where, as you heard in my introduction, I have a bit of background in startups myself. Beyond that, my day job, I work in transportation and energy sector, but even there, I apply a lot of innovation to my work. So this is what I wanted to bring also to this program, Womanium. And if you've seen our logo, it says STEM plus entrepreneurship. This is actually a very important component of our program. And even if you see the structure of our program, we have the important role that QWorld is playing. Haisa and Malu have also been trying to get you into the laboratories themselves. So which are actually typically very hard to access. In fact, some labs, right, they never open up to outsiders, but we've managed to get an inside tour. Right now it's virtual because we're still in times of COVID and you're all from around the world. But I think that would be really exciting as well, virtual or in person, but you can see how hardware, how the computers are set up and how this hardware is managed. And then the last component of this program includes the entrepreneurship part, which, as I mentioned, is something close to my heart because we have some amazing scientists. And I know after you go through a PhD program, the next step is, of course, I have to be a professor, right? What else is there to do? But I want to also not only make you guys good scientists and good professors, but also people that can make your own vision from what are the global problems that we have around the world and how can I use my skills to solve them. So really make your own ideas and make your own companies and solutions from there as well. So we really tried hard to structure the program so you see some real world problems, you can bring it to yourself and then try to apply and solve them. So just really quickly, I'll go through some aspects of this program with you. Main item I want to share with you is, I know many of you are calling in from around the world. So do keep in mind that we'll be recording all of the videos on YouTube. This will be after the session is over. Nonetheless, we do recommend, if you can, definitely join the live sessions. This is where you get a chance to ask questions to the speakers directly. You can put them on Discord and it's much more lively and engaging One more thing I want to highlight is we have a really global audience here. So kudos to all of you. Like Malu mentioned, you're all representing around 88 different countries, which is exciting. We have a lot of students from the top countries are US, India, Indonesia, Cameroon, Mexico. I know Mexico because of a Mexican fellow and colleague here. So you can definitely thank Mahu if you're coming from there. And then a lot of you are coming with physics, computer science, and engineering backgrounds. A lot of you are in the beginners, the beginner level of your quantum journey. And of course, our goal is to escalate you and make you confident enough. Malu, over to you to go through some more of the Womanium program components.
That sounds great. And this will be the part where we show you the schedule, show the assignments on Canvas and everything you can do to make this program successful for you. Please stay tuned because this is the moment to hear everything and ask questions afterwards. Oh, heavy collaborator use of this document. That is great news. It looks like you are all working with it. As you might have seen by now, the program is built on several cornerstones. 1, introduction to quantum. Then quantum computing hardware. What are different ways to build a quantum computer using superconducting qubits or trapped ion qubits, neutral atom qubits, or maybe photons. Then the quantum programming, the 2 parts. 1 is QBronze, offered by QWorld, and 1 is QSilver, offered by QWorld. And overall, it will take you from the starts of programming a quantum circuit all the way to programming Shor's algorithm. In addition, as Prachi emphasized, we don't want to expose you only to the scientific and technical backgrounds, but also to entrepreneurship and career opportunities. So there will be talks and panels about that throughout the program, and also talks by startups about applications, how they use quantum computing. This whole part will take 4 weeks from now. And then you will be totally ready to start a hackathon of 2 to 3 weeks where you can apply all your skills to successfully solve a real world problem. This schedule you will use a lot the next days. For example, tomorrow, we will start with a keynote from a well-known entrepreneur and scientist, Worley from Strangeworks, who will give a keynote on the potential of quantum computing. And that will be followed by a crash course in quantum mechanics by the Science Melting Pot. After the lecture tomorrow, you can go to Canvas. You should all have received the login info for this. There is a link and there you can register using your own username and your own password. Now, if you find this page, you have a home burst with all general information on the program. It outlines that we use Canvas to submit assignments and quizzes, Zoom for the lectures, as you are now. Discord is for all discussions during the lectures and also afterwards. And then you can find the recordings on YouTube, as Prachi showed to you. After the lecture tomorrow, you go to assignments, and there you see the quizzes of that day and the next day. They are structured by different modules: quantum computing hardware, the quantum programming 1, QBronze, and the quantum programming 2, Silver. Ideally, you just do it right away after the lecture. The quiz won't take very long. You go there and it's just a couple of questions, but the final deadline is set to July 25th for quantum programming 1, QBronze, and to August 7th for the other 2, quantum computing hardware and QSilver. You learn by attending lectures, participating, asking questions, discussions together. But overall, we also need to know if you have the understanding and knowledge. So it's not just a Schrödinger cat for us, where you can be in the state of understanding or not understanding at the same time. This will be our observation if you understood. And then if you finish those, you can earn several certificates. Let me show that to you here. For each module, you can obtain a certificate by, for example, for quantum programming 1, QBronze, you pass each quiz with at least 50% right. And then overall, for all 5 quizzes, you have at least 70% right. And you finish it in time. The same for QSilver, 50% per quiz, 70% overall, and you finished it in time. And for quantum computing hardware. If you finished all of these modules successfully, there will then be the hackathon with great real-world problems proposed by Deloitte, IBM, IQM, Automatsky, Keysight, and other companies. And then after completing that in the team, you will earn your final certificate certificate of achievement, the successful completion of the Global Quantum Computing and Entrepreneurship Program. For today, you will already need Canvas because soon Abu will lead you through the installation of Anaconda, Jupyter, and Qiskit. And for that purpose, you can go to the Files section where there is quantum programming part, and there you will see the installation guide and also all Jupyter notebooks here in the zip folder. The home with the overview, the assignments with the quizzes, and then the files. Prachi, is there anything you would like to add here? Great.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is the the last certificate, the fourth, is it a team or can we do it alone?
It is a personal certificate of completion of the whole course, which means you have by yourself completed 3 modules successfully, and then you did a hackathon challenge, which you can do alone, but we advise you to do it in a team of 2 to 6 people. And then if you did that well with your team, you will have your personal certificate of completion.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any more questions at this point?
Is there a website that we can apply the quizzes there? Because I couldn't find the page.
Yeah, so for all tech issues, personal tech issues, please go to the Discord tech channel. There's actually a Discord tech channel that says tech issues. So if you have personal issues, go there. If there are general questions about the program, yeah, we can definitely answer here. So just general questions about the high level program. We have a few minutes.
Yeah, about everything. What is your question?
When are we going to need the Qiskit tool set?
Very soon. The first lecture by QWorld will be on Tuesday, introducing you to classical and quantum systems. And from then you will start using the Jupyter notebooks and soon also Qiskit.
I myself have already the QWorld certificate.
Yes, great question. We are really happy to have so many advanced people who were already involved in quantum since 1 year, 2 years longer. So we will recognize previous QBronze and QSilver certificates and also equivalents, for example, from the from the IBM summer school or university coursework, which covered everything. And this you can also upload on Canvas.
Super.
Mohammed Lawan.
Mohammed Lawan from Nigeria. I'm a physicist, I'm a graduate of physics. And then I'm into tech and data analysis. I've heard you mention about Jupyter Notebook. As a data analyst, I use Jupyter Notebook. So while taking this crash course, do I need to install a different version of Jupyter Notebook, or I can use mine that I've been using before? Thank you.
Yeah, all specific questions about this will.
Yeah,
Can I take that?
Yeah.
So you can use the same Jupyter environment if you wish. You just have to install Qiskit and you can run it using the same Jupyter environment. It should not be a problem. If you see any conflicts with your current data science packages, you can create a new environment and install Qiskit fresh there. If you have any problems, you can ask in the live, in the tech chat channel in the
tech
Discord.
issues. Exactly.
Tech questions. Sorry.
We have some time for general program sessions, and in fact, in about a few minutes, QWorld team will go through the QWorld certification and the Qiskit installation itself. So if these are specific questions you have for the program, we can happy to answer now, and then we'll give it over to the QWorld team to help you with the installations. I saw one question, someone asked what a hackathon is. Do a lot of people know what a hackathon is? I saw this on Discord, so keep sending questions there. Maybe Vardhan, since you're a hackathon expert, can you share like what is a hackathon and how do you have a good time with a hackathon?
Yeah, sure. So hackathon is basically a set of challenges which have been curated by experts across the industry. We will be hosting those challenges towards you. If you already have some knowledge about quantum computing, you will obviously have a great time. If not, you do not need to worry. We'll be having some sessions before that, which obviously QWorld team will be teaching you all the basics and stuff about quantum computing. Once you're ready with the fundamentals of quantum computing, you can access those challenges during the hackathon, and your goal will be to solve those challenges.
Some challenges will be very like focused towards the industries and will be hosted by various quantum computing companies, and others will be a bit more open-ended, where you will be expected to give your solution to a wider problem. So yeah, and so hackathons are basically time-constrained problems which you need to work on. You can work individually, or you can preferably work in a team, and I hope you have a great time.
You will get a chance to meet the whole team. So every Saturday, Saturdays are fun days. We have happy hours on most of the Saturdays. Check the schedule. And this is where we can all meet each other, get to know each other as well. And specifically, if you are curious about the research our team is doing, because some of our team members are not here, but you'll meet them at subsequent calls. They're doing really fascinating research as well. So likely we have a day coming up this week where we will talk about our different research projects as well. Schedules being posted everywhere on Discord. You should have an email as well. And then every evening you will get a reminder on Discord with who are going to be the speakers and lecturers for the next day. Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Because I thought that they were going to be here today, my bad. But thank you for answering that.
We have a whole month of programs lined up for you.
Okay, cool.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Anas.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you. Well, while he figures that out, Ali,
Yeah.
do you want to unmute yourself and ask your question?
Can we follow you?
Sure, but I don't know. The another one is gonna ask. I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry.
Shall I jump? I don't know. Okay. So the thing is that I'm postdoc in physics and I have studied quantum mechanics. I mean that I'm working on quantum transport and specifically spintronics. So during my master that I have worked on the quantum information and computation at the interface with the quantum matter. So I have coded by myself about some kind of entanglement measure and those kind of stuff. So I want to know that. So these programs, I joined these programs to expand my network, and if I want to leave academia and join the industry, so you know what I mean. So I want to know that, so does it give me some kind of opportunity? Because as you know, that since that I have dealing with the quantum mechanics for many years, so maybe some kind of topics are so easy for me at the beginning, but you know that. So the thing is that I want to know that what is going in industry, so that I want to expand my opportunity for finding maybe a position outside of the academia, or maybe that I want to experience it. So as I have seen you, and so I know that nowadays that the data science and machine learning is also hot, and so I'm also a bit on it, but not V's or fast like the computer scientists that they are doing it. I have been physicist, so that I'm theoretical and numerical. So does this program give me also the opportunity, or is just something for the bachelor or the master students that they want to just know what happens in the quantum world?
Great question. I think we all have answers to you. Great question, Ali. You're exactly the person I made the program for, because I see amazingly talented people, all scientists. And again, like I said, the only track sometimes they are focused on is more research. They can't go into academia. And you will meet a panel of CEOs as well. Some of them come from academia and some of them even come from business, but they've started their own quantum computing companies. If you want to join industry, of course, we will tremendously support you as well. We have some partnerships to train people on pitches. How do you present yourself? What are hiring managers looking for? And then, of course, we have the one-to-one sessions or many-to-one sessions during the career fairs where in some cases, CEOs, in other cases, the engineers or at least the hiring managers will come. And we'll get a chance to speak to them as well, understand what they're looking to work on. And Ali, I mean, yours is exactly the use case that, I'm so inspired on to push more people to industry and applications and realize the things. So let's connect one-to-one after as well. But yes, we have a lot of career opportunities if you want to get into industry. And we have a lot of, if you want to start your own company as well, I've created again an entrepreneurs panel to share their journeys. We've created a VC panel, so an investor panel. It's called venture capitalist panel, to share what ideas and type of companies they're investing in. And then in the long term, we have a 2-year plan for this program, is to whoever wants to make their own companies to support them through the next 2 years, because taking something from early stage to actually something that investors and fund. That's quite a journey there, but you're also considering making an incubator model to support you through that journey and then get follow-on funding and make your own companies there as well.
Thank you so much.
Malu, maybe you have something or some experience to share too. Yeah.
I totally agree with you. This is great. We are here to expand everyone's mind from academia to industry, from big established companies to startups. And you will be directly in touch with many companies at the 2 career fairs, global companies, US, Europe, Asia, elsewhere. You will be able to connect with them one-to-one. Maybe you will also be the winner of a hackathon challenge, which is proposed by these companies. There will be mentors from these companies with whom you will be discussing your ideas. And this is also a great opportunity to spotlight yourself. And many questions might be answered right now because QWorld is here to tell you more about the tech part, the quantum programming part, and to lead you through the installation. After that, around in 15-20 minutes, we will have breakout rooms to socialize and get to know each other, get to know the team, the Womanium team, the QWorld team, and everyone being present here, 550 people, about your own quantum journeys and backgrounds. Abu, I would like to invite you to take it off.
Thank you.
Further questions can be asked on Discord and we will keep replying there.
Okay, hi again. I will try to shortly mention about QWorld. I think the easiest way to learn about us, just visit our website, QWorld.net. And here you will see several information about us. Basically, we are a nonprofit organization, also a network of people and some local groups. And we are operating locally. We have now more than 20 local groups. We also have 2 main departments, research and education. And our main goal, our slogan was invite everyone to join to second quantum revolution. But this invitation is more like creating opportunities, similar to this program, for example. When you create such opportunities, then people can get this invitation and then can go further. So if you visit our website, you will see we have already several events. We organize some conferences, some online talks, seminars, and also we have several workshops. In this program, you will see QBronze and QSilver. These are our 2 fundamental workshops. Bronze is the oldest one. Soon we will organize the 100th QBronze workshop. Here you see until 90, but I think it's even more. So in QBronze, we assume you almost know, let's say you know only Python or some programming languages and some high school level math. Then you can learn many basics about classical system, quantum system, also how to write program with the available quantum frameworks. And we don't use, for example, any complex number, really keep it very simple. And even without using complex number, you can explain quantum protocols, Grover search algorithm, and similar things. After this, we have a QSilver. It's launched last year, and it's also organized more than 10 now. And in Silver, we introduce complex numbers and then quantum Fourier transform, block sphere, and all these, let's say, advanced topics. So with this 2 combination, you can be ready to go any other direction. It will give you the base. So we also have several projects. I think among all, maybe I can mention about QIntern. We have a summer internship program. It's fully online. So we have several mentors. They offer some projects, and then interns are applying. Then we associate mentors with interns. They work 7 weeks together. And at the end, there is a small 2 days workshop, and they present their work. This is one of our exciting program. And recently, we also start some courses, online courses. This was last year. This is combination of bronze and silver, but this more than workshops, because we have 10 online quizzes, several self-study questions, and then there is also project phase. Last year, 100 students from different parts of the world finished, and around, I think, 60 of them also completed the project phase. And I think I can mention about our local groups. So we have local groups. We call them Quantum Cousins, shortly Q Cousins. Here you see the list. We are now more than 20. I think we are from for different continents, Europe, Asia, Africa, and North America, mostly from Europe, but slowly we are expanding, for example, in Africa and hopefully in Latin America as well. And also slowly we are, QIran is joining now, and in Asia we will also increase ourselves. So you can go to contact and you can pick your favorite, which channels or which social platform is favorite. You can just also follow us there. And if you have some other questions, you can still come to contact and just write to us. During the workshop, as I said, Gibran will be the main person. And we also have several volunteers. You already met with Vishal. So you can also contact us in Discord. So I can switch to now this installation. So as Malu said, you simply go to Files, and here is the bronze. So this is already the latest version. You can download it. If you are, expert on these things, probably you will do installation by yourself. It's quite easy if you are already familiar with Jupyter Notebooks, Anaconda, etc. Even simple Google search, you will manage how to do it. If you really don't know how to do it, so maybe I can explain for them. My suggestion, download it onto your desktop, first of all, because when you launch the Jupyter Notebooks, it will not access everywhere in your computer, and desktop is one of the places you can. I already downloaded. You see my desktop, I guess, for example, bronze and silver, I download them and then extract them. Here is bronze.
A quick question here. So for now, we just need the bronze folder,
yes.
right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Just if you manage bronze, silver is quite trivial. Okay. In bronze, we use, this is bronze Qiskit version. We also have other bronze versions. So you will also install Qiskit, but in silver, you should also install Circ, part of the notebooks with Circ. Here is the installation file. It's a PDF. Also, the team will share a video between the Discord. This is also prepared by the way, Vishal. You have basically two steps. One is you should go to and download Anaconda. This Jupyter Notebooks, as its name, it's kind of book, but also not only a book, it's a notebook, you can write them. Basically, they are interactive notebooks for Python. So you can open them as a notebook, but you can also write your code, execute them, etc. So you need an environment to execute them. These are the application name, also Jupyter Notebooks. Once you install Anaconda, all packages, including Jupyter Notebooks, comes by default. So you don't need to worry about dependencies, etc. If you are expert, you can also install Jupyter Notebook separately. For expert, it's not a big deal. But if you're a starter, just install Anaconda, then everything will be ready for you. Once you have Anaconda in your system, it's kind of trivial, or I can just go, there is download link. So if you go, here you see the installers, and then you can, this is kind of trivial installation. So I'm using Windows system, so just downloading, clicking, and everything is straightforward. Rarely there can be problem, then you can write in the Discord. People will answer them. So once you have it, where is my Anaconda? Here, Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook is a server. It's a local server. So it's give you an environment to you like you are working on the browser. Everything will be on the browser. It's working in behind, so you shouldn't close this. If you are closing this, you will lose the connection, so you should restart. As I said, desktop is always here, so it's better to put it desktop. And then, for example, I can access the bronze Qiskit. Here you see the start.
Oh, so is this the content of the zip file that is?
Yes, you should extract it. Some people forget to extract it, so then it doesn't work.
Okay.
You are extracting. I suggest you extract on the desktop, and you can easily access. So here is all the content. You see the contents here. This usually Python review and basic math is for the ones who needs to review their knowledge. If they don't know Python but know some programming language, they can quickly check this part. If they want to remember what is vector, what is the matrix, what is the basic operation, they can also do it because you still have 2 days. So you can just use 2 days and just do these parts. And then real bronze, the workshop, start from the basics of classical systems. And then second day, we immediately start with Qiskit. Also, you have here Qiskit installation and test notebook. if you open it,
I think there's a question. Honest, would you like to ask your question?
Can we use Google Colab instead of Anaconda?
so we have a director structure. There might be some problem. But if you have access to Strangeworks or I don't know QWorld, such platforms, or some people hosting maybe some Jupyter environment, then it's possible. Vishal, what would you say?
I would say, yeah, you can use on Google Colab, but yeah, the structure, you might lose your runs. So I would suggest you, as Abu mentioned, Strangeworks, or you can also try on IBM Quantum Experience platform. You can upload the folder and you can run it.
But
Basically, any Jupyter platform where whatever you run can stay for a while and does not just delete when you remove your kernel, when you kind of close down your kernel. So, yes.
May I add to Vishal? Abu?
Yes.
It's Sabah. Sure. Okay. You may use Colab, but you need to install Qiskit for each and every notebook separately. This is one thing. And the other thing here is that in both bronze and silver, the image links is given locally. So it's a problem on Colab. You may see the text and run the code, but you cannot see the images properly. And these are the two main things you should consider if you want to go on with Colab.
Okay, thanks these comments. Yeah, usually we are also asking young generation.
Please you.
Sorry, I'm going to mute everyone. Just raise your hand if you want to unmute, yes? And Abu, of course, I think you should be able to unmute yourself.
I am now unmute, yeah?
Perfect, we can hear you.
Okay, so here we prepared in a way that you can test your system. For example, we can already check your system, you have a Qiskit or not. The first run is always take a few seconds more. For example, I have the latest version of Qiskit and also some other libraries, and a few application is not installed. Usually, if you install the standard, you will get all these parts. If you want to install, you just need to execute this cell. There is a run, or you can use Shift Enter or Control Enter. Probably you will get experience through all these workshops. So here you can just install it. And after installing, you should restart your kernel. Then all effect you will see here. If you are experienced user, you can also create an environment. If you are not expert, just skip what I am saying now. You don't need to worry about that. You can also create specific environment and then make installation in the console. It's also possible. And then after this and restarting your kernel, there is an example quantum program. So it is just, we write the code, we also draw it and then also execute it. We also add a complete test. All methods you can use in this bronze, we write all of them here. So simply you can execute also this cell and check, is there any error or not? If you see this all looks fine, that means you are ready for bronze and that's it.
Seems like there's another question.
Yep.
Livia?
Oh, we have to unmute her, Maha.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll unmute you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I was supposed to ask this question earlier, but something went wrong. But so I have participated in the global summer school, and I've completed my QB by QWorld with extra credit, and I've also done most of the quantum challenges. So a lot of this will be repetition for me. How exactly would I go about, you know, I think you understand what I mean.
So yeah, thank you for sharing, Livia. If you go to the Canvas page, there's an optional module in which you can, if you want, you can like update your previous certificates, and that way we can you can make us aware that you already have this knowledge.
Yes.
And your experience is really valuable, so we would love to ask you to help other participants too.
I think there's one raised hand.
Joanne, is this about what Abu is presenting? We can have general questions at the end. Just make sure it's relevant to the program. Great. I think you can answer
please, this program is so fast, or this program's first introduction? Because I don't.
Joanne, I think we are not able to hear you very well. Is it possible you can post on Discord and we can answer it there?
And I think we have the answer for you. A video of this, so the recording of this session will be posted, so you can follow the steps there. Also, a separate installation video has been made by QWorld already with every single tiny step, so you can do it at your pace after this session.
So I want to make one remark. We had several researchers, even from Quantum, and they joined to our workshops and they still gain something because our introduction is also a little different. It starts with classical system, probabilistic systems, and then build everything on it. And it's rely on the linear algebra. Usually people learn it like from quantum mechanics, like very complex, etc. Here is also simplified. So if you don't have this certificate, so you can complete it quickly. I still suggest you just go through. You will definitely gain something. If you are expert, just it can be quick for you, so you will not lose anything. Here you see the topics. As I said, we will start with the basic of classical systems. We will just review probabilistic operator states and then linear systems. And then we introduce Qiskit. And here also we have a Qiskit reference. If you need something quick to look, you can just come here and all you need for bronze, it's here. Nothing more, just everything you need from the bronze. So you can quickly check here. So we will teach the basics and then we introduce the operators on a single bit. And then we introduce entanglement and two basics protocols, super-dense coding and quantum teleportation, and then finish with Grover search algorithm. Maybe I can quickly go to silver. Here is also the content. If you notice, there are also installation PDF here. You can also click here. So here is also similar structure. You also need to install more than Qiskit this time. So if you start directly from silver, still there is introduction to Qiskit. Here we introduce the complex numbers and then block sphere operations with complex numbers, and then the hardest topic probably among all, quantum Fourier transformation, and then Shor's algorithm. I think that's it for now. Vishal, would you like to add something?
Yes, Abu.
Anything to add? You are more expert on these technical issues.
No, that's it. I guess everything's covered. The installation files should have all the steps required. And if there are any problems you face, please feel free to ask questions in the tech issues channel. We'll be there monitoring the channel and answering your questions.
Okay. By the way, all these PDFs and video prepared by Vishal, by the way.
Thank you so much, Abu. We will have two opportunities now. So we will go to a social part with breakout rooms, and the people who still have questions, they can stay back in the main session to discuss their questions with you, Abu, with Vishal, with Saba, and other experts from QWorld. Before we start the breakout rooms, our team prepared some poll quizzes, and we would love to hear your answers to that. Could you start those, Alex? Because now you know the Womanium team, you know the QWorld team, and what the program is about. We would love to get to know you and all these 500 faces that we see in the back at the moment. Alex is working hard.
I like when he said Alex, another Alex raised his hand. Yes, Alex, can you wait? We just finished the poll questions and then we'll have time for questions in the main stage here. Just about 5 minutes. Alex, let us know if you need help.
Alex has some issues with the polls. So in that case, we will just do them tomorrow, because from now we will see each other every day. And quantum networking, in this case, we have our personal quantum network. So we will have 50 breakout rooms now with around 10 people, very mixed, different backgrounds, different countries, and you will be randomly assigned to those. If you really still have questions about, if you have questions about the installation and QWorld, you just return to the main session. Thank you, Alex, for preparing the breakout rooms. And in the meantime, until you are being sent there, let's answer the questions that are open until then. Yaprak, yes.
Hi, hello everyone. I have a question about actually system hardware requirements for the calculations. Recently, I got my laptop stolen, so I was hoping to actually do the first learning sessions on the Jupyter notebooks on a Raspberry Pi, which I managed to install and test the QWorld thing. So there was, I mean, it was enough for running the example codes. But how heavy will the calculations be through the program? Like, can we have a little bit of an idea?
It will not be more than, I mean, we are not pushing in the, because it's about education. Usually our circuits are small.
Yes, they should not be a problem in my opinion. Only thing, I'm not sure. Maybe in the shores, might be in the circ for Q Silver, you might have a little bit of problems in the last few exercises. I don't think they are those mandatory exercises, but yeah, otherwise on a Pi you should be able, you should be good. There should not be any problem. If you have any issues, you can definitely let us know.
Okay.
We'll try to troubleshoot it.
Thank you very much. I think until then I will have a laptop anyways, but thank you for your answer.
Also, your experience running the program on Raspberry will be extremely interesting to share with others too. So please do stay in touch with the Womanium team and share your experiences running it on Raspberry Pi. Thank you.
Yes, sure. And in case anybody would like to work on it, I actually found a really interesting post on Medium, which I could share to the page. I don't know under which section, but I will send a link there. So if anybody wants to install it, well, without Anaconda, of course, but all the libraries and the Jupyter notebooks, there is a really nice tutorial, which I will share the post in a minute on Discord.
Thank you, Yapra. We will really appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right. So it seems like we have a couple more questions. So Firdaus, would you like to go?
Yeah, hi, thank you. Okay, so I just want to understand the plan for today. So Abu showed us the installation guide, and the notebook that you showed had those math sections and the Python programming review sections, right? So what is the expectation? Do we have to complete that right now, or do we complete it like in a day, 2 days? When do we start with quantum? Until when do we have time to have this homework done?
The first lecture is on Tuesday.
Okay.
Before Gibran's lecture, it will be good to finish if you need to review this information. Our tutorial is like self-studied also. I mean, you can just go by yourself. There are several tasks. You can solve the tasks. So yeah, you can finish in probably 48 hours or maybe 46 hours.
Okay, cool.
Just one quick point. Should we move to breakout rooms? And then what Alex is doing is putting at least one host in each of the breakout rooms so we can answer questions.
Please keep asking questions.
This one, yeah. I'm just unmuting the people who have questions. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I've been, listening, and I'm very excited to do the quantum circuit design and all the things. So I have a common question. So I did prepare some of the quantum data models in the source algorithm. So do we have any project at the end, or how do we do? So I mean, I knew the programmings. I'm part of AI and machine learning, and I learned quantum AI and quantum machine learning as well. So do we have any project where we can use our data sets and then see this the models?
I think Hackathon is for this exactly.
Sorry?
Hackathon is exactly for this hackathon part.
Yes,
Exactly.
you can actually use your data sets as well as your problems and solutions during the hackathon, and you can share it with the judges and experts. That would be a wonderful opportunity for you to showcase your skills as well as your ability to apply the skills that you have learned, and also the other skills that you might already have. So hackathon is a perfect place.
And if you like, you can also come up with your own challenge. It needs to be at the level of the other challenges, but you can make your own challenge. And of course, we'll help you make the team and do that as well.
Yeah, I do have an idea, like, to solve one of the major healthcare problem in United States. So I did collect the research, all the data sets. So can we talk about that maybe in the one-to-one call?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So the hackathon team, Jade and Verdun, they're part of it. And over the next few days, they're going to be sharing with you timelines, like when to have the hackathon ideas set, when you could see the companies and the hackathon ideas they've given as well, when the teams need to be set.
On IBM Quantum Experience, it should not be a problem.
So you simply upload and then everything is working?
Yes, it's a Jupyter Hub instance, so there should not be any problem.
They provide Jupyter Hub. Okay.
So they set up a good hub instance, and extensions are also good enough for any
Maybe
later.
for Bronze Qiskit, we can suggest it also.
Maybe you can set up binder later.
Great.
Greetings, and thanks so much for unmuting. So I have a quick question. I don't want to take too much of time. Based on the syllabus, I saw some of the modules being on modeling the Hadamard gates, being modeling the base circuits. So are we going to go through how we can basically build up the gates from the matrix representations and the matrix representation of the operators and the states, or is that a bit higher level than that? Asking about the level of abstract in the course that we're going to use in the modules.
We usually start with programming, make familiar, and then also give the matrices. There are some advanced part, like extra part, and there are some tasks you need to, for example, there is a multiple construct, so you can define some multi-control operators. So then you really go into the matrix. If you are looking harder, there is tasks.
And because for part of the research I do is in quantum machine learning for decision variables, essentially sequential decision analysis for realistic. So I'm not going to bore you with the details. A segment of that, which is very interesting for me, is projection between incompatible observables, right? And in the research I'm doing, we're essentially representing events as observables, and some of them inevitably will become incompatible observables. So to be able to project them, we have to essentially do different sequences of these observables. And mathematically, what I'm interested in is how do we do the projection for observables that have different number of basically bases or eigenstates. For instance, a quantum state that has 2 unique eigenstates and a quantum state that has 3 eigenstates, and how do we basically perform projections between these in a quantum sort of software like Qiskit or Cirq. So essentially really interested about that, because what I'm saying I think goes beyond the abstraction. It has to go in depth into the modeling the actual states with the matrices.
I think you need to do your own math, as far as I understand. This is beyond of our tutorial, definitely. Probably you should do, it's kind of research question, as I understand, probably you should do your own math, probably. Because programming is just write a code, but probably first you need on the paper what you need.
So we won't be actually going into creating the Qiskit gates from like custom matrices, like going from matrix representation to the gates? Or...
You can do this. They are not so difficult. After this tutorial, you will be expert to how to use Qiskit. Whenever you need, you do a quick search. If there is no answer, you can also ask. There are several platforms. Vishal, yes.
And if you wish to make such custom gates and such custom operations, I can link you a few resources. And also, you might be interested in Qiskit Pulse too, if you want to go even more deeper level abstraction.
I'd be immensely grateful. Thank you.
On a mathematical level, yeah, I'll link you a few resources. I will drop it in the Discord chat.
And so sorry to ask another question. Same case with the quantum engineering. Are we going to be using D-Wave's platform, or is it going to be mostly no D-Wave?
So it's simulators. We are using gate-based models. We are not going to the annealing model for our workshops. So
It's going to be QAOA?
Abu, yes.
It's going to be QAOA, using QAOA
No,
for
no. This is until sure, but among speakers, I don't know. Malu, we have something from D-Wave or similar.
I saw a quantum engineering topic. This is why I ask.
Correct. There will be an introductory lecture by D-Wave to tell more about the, about the hardware side of it. And there you can ask all questions to two great speakers. And possibly for some hackathon problems, you would also use it. But for the first programming part from QWorld, not indeed.
Understood. And I'm so sorry to ask so many questions. For the session that you mentioned that we're at the end of the course, where we're going to be introduced to other companies who basically, filter us, see if they're interested or not. Among these companies, is Quantium or Cambridge Quantum, are they in the session as well?
Yeah, next week there will be a lecture by Quantium about trapped ion quantum computing. And a few days later, there will be a virtual lab tour by IonQ, also in trapped ion quantum computing. And there will also be 3 panelists from IonQ whom you can ask all technical questions and also what it is like to work there too.
Understood. Thank you so much, Miss. Thank you so much. So sorry to ask so many questions.
No problem.
Yeah, if you have more, we would first like to ask if there are more questions from others.
We are also preparing one introductory material for D-Wave, but it can still take a few months. Probably next year we will have similar to bronze, but for the D-Wave system. Maybe next year, who knows, in the program it can be.
And you're also most welcome, as it seems that you already have quite a solid background in this, right? To help us tutoring, develop materials with Womanium. I think QWorld will also be open for input. So we are happy to have all of you for your input. If you have more questions, go ahead. No, another, Fasani. Please go ahead.
Does Womanium have any collaboration in India? Does Womanium have any collaboration with India? Any Indian institutes?
Yeah, let's answer this question for both Womanium and for QWorld. It's a great question. Womanium is global. So for the quantum computing program, we have people from 88 countries, also a significant percentage from India. Also previous programs where participants visited the James Webb Telescope, for example, while it was being built, or NIH, the National Institute of Health in the US. Students visited there to see the MRI scanners and hear from scientists what the developments are in fMRI. All these programs have always been open for everyone from all over the world, any age, gender, background. We would like to expose everyone to the cutting edge of science and technology. At the moment, we will have a few Indian companies at the career fair, and there will be a hackathon challenge by Autometsky, a startup in India. And we are also in touch with a few more bigger quantum institutes in India to leverage this program in India, and especially have the connection between Indian participants and Indian startups and companies. QWorld, you also have a strong presence in India, right?
We have Q India, already local group. I share the link in the chat. You can just check and also contact to them. Depends on your interests. If you want to work more globally, you can also approach the departments, especially after finishing our tutorials. You can be mentors, for example. We shall also start as a mentor. Then he also did like a revision of tutorials. He was a student assistant of our graduate level course. And now he's here also.
And also to get back to you, Amirali, Quantinium, IonQ, and D-Wave, they will also all be present at the career fair. So if you're interested in working with them soon or in later future, please be prepared there to have one-to-one conversations with them, ask them all questions and impress them. And I unmute you.
Yeah, so sorry. Yeah, and the reason I'm really interested about having more hands-on experience for D-Wave is because actually the company I work for, we use D-Wave's tool for supply chain management optimization and those sort of stuff. So really interested to get more into that because apart from what we learn into like the code of it and the math of it, like the QWOLRD and the IZ models, I'm really interested into getting into, how would say, the tricky or the tricks of their craft, as you would say, from the D-Wave in themselves, like maybe internships or programs where I could work for them. And the reason I'm really interested in Quantum is because of their current mindset and also the current programs they're doing. They're like Lambex programs in Quantum, like for my research. In Quantum is actually like the perfect tool for this sort of systems, which is also why I'm collaborating with them to some extent. So really interested to actually be working in their team as well, and really interested to get to know them. I would say I go on so bad, really sorry if I talk so much.
Yeah, that is great. And soon we will host flash talks in the happy hours on Sunday. So right at this moment, I would love to invite you for that, to give a few minutes presentation on your research and interest in quantum computing during that happy hour.
Thank you so much.
I see that, great. I see that Rabia also has a question. I unmuted you just now.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I am Rabia. I had a quick question, actually, two questions. My first question is, should we have any background experience or fundamental knowledge about the quantum computing? Because I don't have any experience with quantum computing. I'm just interested and want to learn it. Maybe, and also my focus area is actually in fluid mechanics. And do you think quantum computing in the future can be implemented to fluid mechanics also? Yeah, these are my questions. Thank you.
Our tutorial is really like very introductive. Usually people teach them maybe for 6 hours. We really keep it like 20 hours really slowly. So you need to know a programming language. And if you don't know Python, you can still quickly practice because Python is very easy to learn. And also you just need to know what is vector, what is matrix, what is the operation between them. And we also have notebooks for them. If you don't know them or if you want to remind them, then that's it. The rest is just slowly building top of it. I think any field has some, I don't know, MP complete problems, MP hard problems, some optimization problems. So quantum will come everywhere, I guess. Each field has hardest problems, and for some of them, probably quantum will help. I don't know, Marlo, would you like to add? Or?
Yeah. Thanks for your great question. Go ahead, Vishal.
Regarding the part of your fluid dynamics, you have certain companies and startups that are specifically made and are looking into problems in CFD using quantum, like Boson QSci is one startup you can check out. And yeah, there are a lot of problems in fluid mechanics that can be mapped onto a quantum mechanical, as a quantum mechanical physical problem to kind of run it. Yeah, please go ahead, Malu.
And generally, it was a good question also for others, like what kind of background do you need for this program? Our idea was from start to startup. And the to startup is a bit utopic, of course, if you really start from the start. but the start part we take seriously. So it is really possible for everyone, especially if you have a bit of background in Python programming and linear algebra, to do this well. And tomorrow there will, for example, tomorrow there will be a crash course, quantum mechanics, introducing really the basics. And you have a background in fluid mechanics, so you should be very well prepared for the program. For people who are already advanced, there might also be some lectures, about which you already know everything. So we totally understand if you just do quizzes in that case, or if you are present to help others. But that you might also skip that and then pick the parts that you are interested in and make your quantum journey more valuable. Aomide, would like to invite you to ask your question.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Great.
All right. Actually, it's pronounced Ayomide, not Ayomide. But it's okay.
Great.
Yeah,
No,
it's okay.
thank you for pointing that out.
No, it's okay. Yeah. So I'm in biomedical engineering. I'm a master's student. So I want to know maybe there is an intersection between quantum computing and biomedical engineering, and if so, what are the pathways that I should take, to get jobs and everything at the end of the program? Thank you.
Great question. And you might be interested on Friday. There will be a talk by Shahar Kanan from Polaris QB about quantum computing for drug discovery. And she is also in the broader bio field. She might have great input for you. And overall, quantum computing is being applied in every single field almost that you could think of. So this might also be the challenge for you in this program, to see these, as you are an expert in your field and you will become an expert in quantum computing, to see where they intersect and where the interesting things are on the cross-section of both. If you would like to add to this, Vishal, Abu, Amirali, or others, please feel free.
I think this is one of the best introduction for you towards to that direction. I mean, if you start from zero, definitely you will get several knowledge plus several insight, and then also several connection, and then you can just build up, and then yeah. And if hackathon will be successful, it can be faster. Because there will be outcome. The idea of hackathon is having an outcome. If also this outcome is like very challenging, then everything be much faster. But still, I think being part of it, it's more important. So it's a kind of journey. So and it's a very good introduction, in my opinion. This program, very well prepared.
And please also talk with the speakers, talk with the companies at the career fair about your field and how you would like to implement it at their company, for example, combining quantum computing and your field. Great. Blake, you are unmuted.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. I kind of just had a question, like the breakout session that we just went in, this is kind of more of a program specific question. Are we going to kind of be revisiting breakout groups and maybe be intermingling, or are we going to have pretty consistent breakout groups with the same people? And depending on that answer, that might lead to a follow-up question.
Want to reply, Mahal?
Yeah, so I think the goal here is to intermingle with people. So ideally, you would always be meeting new people.
And please keep in mind during that time that some of you will be your team members for the hackathon. You can make that team by yourself with the others. We won't assign anyone. So please take the next 3 weeks to browse and to find your peers with whom you want to have a team.
Wonderful. Thank you guys very much.
Pratik?
Yeah. Thanks for unmuting me.
Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me? Yeah. So I'm a data scientist in a software organization. So I work for like different algorithm and in Python and all these things. So right now I am pretty much on my own interest. I'm learning quantum computing. So how to mingle these two stream, quantum computing with data science?
Go ahead, Vishal.
Yeah, so you can explore your current knowledge by incorporating data science with quantum. You have quantum ML as a field, you have quantum data science too that's emerging. That could be something you can explore, or you can pitch in your company if they are interested, or if they have the interest of exploring into quantum, and see, and even test out with small model use cases and demonstrate to your leadership if they wish to incorporate this. That's something you can explore, or you can browse around and talk with the amazing people that Womanium has set up, the amazing industry people that Womanium has set up, and ask them about how they would. Yeah, there's a poll. I'm sorry. Yeah, if anyone else wants to add, please.
Great. This
Go
was a
ahead.
test if the poll works now, because before when we had 500 people in the room, it didn't launch well. Good to know that now it works. So in a couple of minutes, we will end the breakout rooms and then we might try again.
Okay, the polls, they work?
Yes, it works perfectly.
Oh, great.
Good to know. Thank you. Yeah. Could you stop the breakout room, Alex? So in 1 minute or so, they will return to the main room.
Yeah. There are also several QML libraries now by Qiskit, by Google, by Zanado, I guess. So they also have tutorials. There was global summer school by IBM last year. So there are several videos already. Under QWorld, we also had some videos. Probably you will have also some talks here. I think if you already doing by yourself, probably this resource will be very helpful for you also, Pratik.
In fact, I'll send you a Qiskit machine learning course link. So there's a complete tutorial set that was based on last year's summer school, and it has been kind of adapted as a self-paced learning tutorial session, which I will send you right now in chat. Where are you? There you go. Should be dropped in there. So that's from the Qiskit side. You will have similar approaches, similar libraries, or specific targeted libraries from other vendors too, like Google has the TensorFlow Quantum, and as Abu mentioned, Penny Lane and a lot of other folks are working on this. Yeah.
Everyone is returning to the main session. We discussed some further questions here, and I hope you had a good time getting to know each other.
I think it will be great to go through the schedule for the rest of the month itself, what students expect to learn, and how to come prepared. Come with your questions, come with your excitement. And then Malu, if you want to go over the schedule itself, I think that would be amazing.
Yes, great.
So we're on Sunday, July 10th, day 1.
Every day we will start at the same time as today, and the sessions will usually take 2 hours or 2 hours and 15 minutes. The first row that you see here for tomorrow keynote, usually that first row takes 30 to 45 minutes, and the second row takes longest, 1 hour, 1.5 hour. So keep that in mind. This is not 1 hour, but come at the start, and then the first session will be a bit shorter, and the second session will be the long training part.
Yeah, just always be sure to come on time. I recommend definitely come in at least 5 minutes before, actually 5 to 10 minutes before the meeting starts. These keynotes are really important. You know, this is why you've come for the Womanium program, is you've managed to have amazing speakers from around the world. These are the top speakers in the field, the top people in the field doing amazing research. So come here, think through what their work is. Malu is going to post their profiles, bios on Discord every day. We'll also start sending you some emails about it as well. or look them up yourself because they are coming with so much expertise. It's very rare, very hard to otherwise get a chance to hear them speak, and get a chance to hear them speak and ask them questions is even rarer. So come with your questions, post them on Discord. We'll give you a chance also to unmute yourself, but come ready for these because I think these are really important. And then, there's a small break and then we flow into the rest of the program.
And this week we have several great highlights. The potential of quantum computing by a speaker well known in the quantum computing world and beyond, one of the most famous speakers, Worley. Tomorrow, same time as we started now. The day after, our own Womanium fellows who are working at IBM, Atom Computing, INQ, myself at NIST, Alex in Italy, Heisa at Denmark Technical University, they will give short flash talks of their results, which are very diverse. And later on in happy hours, you can talk with them and learn more. Then next day, we have one of the most well-known professors in quantum computing from MIT, William Oliver, to give you the first introduction to quantum computing, a broad overview of the field. And then on Friday, we will talk about more applications, quantum computing for drug discovery with the CEO and founder of a quantum startup in drug discovery. Saturday, we have Google here to give you a talk about quantum games. And then you will play those quantum games yourself and socialize further in the happy hour. And every Sunday, we will have happy hours and Q&A too. So please stay tuned to be there on Sundays too. All those components are mixed with QWorld content that you just heard about.
Week 2?
So from week 2, we will dive further into different physical implementations of quantum computers. You see already on Monday, we have a first presentation by Atom Computing about their approach towards quantum computing, which is using neutral atoms. Then Tuesday, there will be a big lecture by IBM about their superconducting quantum computing approach. Additionally, a lecture by Blue Force that builds dilution refrigerators to cool everything down to millikelvin temperatures where you can make such superconducting quantum computers work. Next day, very exciting, we stick to this topic of superconducting quantum computers and have a virtual lab tour at MIT led by researchers there. And you can ask questions with a panel from MIT after seeing their lab. Then next day, we switch to another technique, trapped ion quantum computing, presented by Quantinuum, where they introduced their approach, which is a very promising approach and creating one of the best kinds of quantum computers at the moment. Two main companies there, Quantinuum and INQ, we have both for you. We have a lecture by Quantinuum. We have INQ with a virtual lab tour the next week, and all of them will also be present at the career fair where you can get in touch with them by yourself. We will also have a broad overview about the quantum ecosystem and what is needed, why they need you to join this quantum ecosystem, as the workforce needs to grow and will grow exponentially the next years, and you will be part of that.
I'll just quickly add, I think a lot of you in the breakout rooms asked, how do I join the quantum field? And there's been so much research done, and all of the companies that come to us have said, we want scientists, we want people in academia, we want those physicists, and they're all hungry actually to have qualified people come and join their company. We've even heard we want high school students because they bring a very fresh and innovative way of thinking. In fact, one person, he still looks like a high school kid, but Ethan Hansen, he runs a very successful quantum podcast, and you're going to hear him speak as well and lead a set of entrepreneurs actually speak about their journey. But the important bit here again is companies want you, the industry needs you, and for us, we are trying to set the foundation for you so you can join and make that leap into industry. So you hear Celia talk about that.
Very important point. As we talked with around 60 companies and organizations the past months, they are in need of people. There are not enough people who are experts in the quantum computing field yet. So with your diverse backgrounds, I heard just now from people in fluid mechanics, in biomechanical engineering, other fields, just with a little bit more quantum computing knowledge, which you will learn the next month, you will have a great basis to join all these companies or to start one yourself, merging your own field with quantum computing. On Saturday next week, you will also be able to ask questions about career paths to a career panel about who is the quantum computing industry looking for, with representatives from startups and further industry, from academia, and a general expert with Bishop, who is a career advisor.
Career advisor, but industry advisor as well. They are talking about the kind of skills like Orca computing and opticals. Well, what do you need to get into that? Here as well, some of you mentioned qubit by qubit. So sharing their experience of what the industry needs. We try to make it as global as possible, but you'll get a general sense of where the industry is.
Then in week 3 and week 4, we have some further approaches to quantum computing, including photonic quantum computing and the company you might all be familiar with, D-Wave, who has a different approach to quantum computing, namely quantum annealing. You will be able to talk with them and see 3 more labs at Princeton, INQ, and at QWIX, taking you all the way up to Shor's algorithm. Then have a career training in which you can be prepared for the career fair on August 1st. And there you can impress the recruiters with all knowledge you learned so far.
I'll just quickly add, so career training, what's most important is how do you present yourself and how do you present your past experience? So past experience, people typically use resumes. So we have Araceli from QRECA who will share about how to speak to recruiters. But I think most important is the skill of how do you present yourself? And this is a skill that you can use to convince professors to give you a higher grade. This is a skill you can use for future person to go out on a date with you. And of course, it's the same skill that you'll use to impress a potential recruiter. So how do you connect with someone, understand their needs, and present yourself in a way that's clear, that's interesting, and that's impressive? So it's something we really want to make sure each and one of you have, especially because you'll be meeting the recruiters starting August 1st.
And then the last week will prepare you to be totally ready for the hackathon. Are some of the hackathon team here who want to tell a bit more about that? Maho, you could also give a great introduction to the hackathon.
Okay, great. So as people were explaining earlier, a hackathon is an event. In this case, it will be a virtual event that offers many different challenges relevant to society today. Most of the time, these challenges are proposed by companies, which is going to be the case in our hackathon. And so people who, the participants who will have finished their training by this time, they will have the opportunity to form teams with other participants and choose a challenge of their choosing and contribute together to create a solution. And there'll be prizes for those people who create the most surprising solutions. I think that's mainly going to be it. We're, of course, going to be giving a more detailed introduction to the hackathon. But I think a good thing to keep into account right now would be to start to know a couple of the other participants so that you all get an idea of who you would want to be in a team with.
Perfect. Yeah, start meeting each other. And then, like I said, we'll give you very clear timelines of when you will see the challenges, when you could make your own challenges, like making one on climate problems, and then how much time you have to solve them. We'll give you support throughout it as well. And then at the end, we'll culminate in a demo day. So this is August 25th, where we have the demo day, where you present your solutions and what a great job done. For that as well, we'll have judges, we'll have prizes, we'll make it fun and exciting. But all throughout, I do want to point out some things that were missed is we'll have a career fair. This is European focused on August 1st. Then later we'll have a career fair America focused. And we are also planning a career fair. We're trying to make it Asia focused as well to make sure everyone has opportunities no matter where they are. Some other things, right? All really interesting sessions. And again, every day we post the background of each of these speakers. Do look them up, ask about them. So for example, Helmut actually used to be a professor of physics himself. And then he got hired by Microsoft and then Amazon. So he made that switch many of you are looking for from academia to industry. And today he sits at Amazon and companies like BMW come to him and said, help me with helping us design the production lines for our cars so we can make more cars faster. So you can hear from him as well, right? How he made this transition, but also a lot of us come from academia. And the question is, sometimes real world problems are differently solved by the corporations. So understand that role and the difference between, what kind of problems do academia look at? What kind of problems do companies look at? So you can also understand where you want to sit to solve what kind of problems. And then, of course, I should also say Mabel Quantum Computing. I'm hoping to actually see their lab in person. They're in Denver, Colorado, and they make the dilution refrigerators. And again, very interesting. This person has a background in coming from BCG, a big consulting firm, and realizing by just crunching numbers, there's a gap in dilution refrigerator market. So let me make a company and then go to the quantum field. So again, we've picked some very interesting speakers, very interesting journeys. Come ready for that. And then every Saturday, it's party time. So we'll have a happy hour and Q&A and get to know each other and meet the team as well. Yay. So I'm excited. Hope you are too. Put your questions in Discord. We'll be sure to answer them. Yeah.
Great. With that, we thank all of you for attending this session, for participating in this program, and starting or continuing your quantum journey. And the next step for continuing is tomorrow, same time, with a great keynote by Worley from StrangeWorks, and then an introduction to quantum mechanics. Very much looking forward to seeing you all there, and enjoy the rest of your day and night.
Good night.
Thanks everyone. See you tomorrow.